When you went to college, it was pretty contemporary. Oh god! What year is it? Fuck! You trying to make yourself feel old? You went to college with me. Alright, minor. Whoa! A little bit different scale, guys. Man. Look at that shit. You probably should have turned that. No? How long will it take you to realize that inefficiency is the key? Inefficiency. I'm plenty younger. You are 1 calendar year younger than me. The fucking planet Earth barely made an orbit around the sun worth of younger. You can dismantle and replace it? Absolutely not. Once you place something, that's it. You will all learn what kind of playthrough this is going to be. In time. In time. You will learn. I have seen the space elevator. Like I said, I do watch, Whoops, that's not the button I wanted. Boop. Just build these guys to begin with. Then we get to do another pass to figure out power, and then another pass to figure out conveyor belts, and another pass to figure out the builder thingies. It's all gonna come together. Comes so natural. I'm just playing how I like to play. Like my Shapes IO playthrough. Have you got splitters yet? Oh god, no. I've been playing this game for exactly an hour. There we go. Alright. So now we need to make them work. God, we're truly enjoying my Shapes playthrough. Like, while I was off stream finishing up the achievements in that game, I managed to make a game that's about, like, literally just basic-ass shapes. Like, I got that to come to a crawl. Like, I destroyed the frame rate, it was so bad. Real proud of where that went. Constructor. Smeltor. Well, we need power. Power line used to connect power poles and power generators and factory buildings. Power line connections. How do we generate power? Where's my biomass? Where's the bio pooper? Can I not make power yet? I can only move power? Oh, my hub has generators. Alright. I see. We don't talk about your Shapes.io playthrough. I remember Patrick walked into my room once to see me playing that game. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? So what are you talking about? Playing Shapes.io. He's like, but why is any of this here? I'm like, oh, that's just making a whole bunch of shapes that I just take apart again later for no reason. It's like, why? I don't know, it was fun. I truly follow the follow your bliss system. Whatever strikes my fancy. You found something dumb and cut? What'd you find? Oh, here we go. Insert fuel. Well, I guess I could connect everything first. Seems silly to not do that first. So I need a bunch of poles. Well, I guess first cables, huh? We found a chain laser turret tinkerer. And the thing about chain laser turrets is they drop a lot of cells on death. And now I have 15 antimatter cells, you lucky son of a bitch. I want anti-fucking... Wait. I need more cable, don't I, if I want to do any of this? Yeah, game, I realize we need more cable. Always want something. Your general game flow involves going down to level 30 of ruins. Real easy to do. I kind of want to do that. We're at a nice point in my playthrough where we could start, like, heading into that kind of area. I do want to do a little bit of Rift Wizard. I think it's going to be Satisfactory, Rift Wizard, Caves of Cud is today's through line. But I got a taste for Rift Wizard again after the last time we were dicking around. God damn it! I need 3 of what? 3 of that nonsense? I only have 1 concrete left? Ah, I gotta make so much just stuff. Machines only have 1 wire connection. So this thing's just gotten completely automatically attached. Alright, well, there's another... Actually, no, we don't want to do it that way, do we? Because there's 2 of these guys. How do I get rid of this wire? Right. Of course, we have to make more garbage. Alright, I need just wire. And I need more concrete. I think I'm good on the other stuff I need, at least for most of what I'm trying to do. Music's pleasant. I feel like for a game like this, you have to make sure you have enjoyable to listen to music. I mean, I gotta go to the bathroom. I feel like just letting this thing cook while I'm away is the right way to go. BRB. No, it didn't. It could have stayed with eyeballs and flesh walls forever. It's true, it really could have. Would have been better that way. Yeah, and generally should never forgive me. The chairs were good. Might as well finish making ingots. You never know what we're gonna need. Okay. Of course, you play more Exanima. If they ever make the game good, I would play more. They just have to make it a good game. Once they do that, I'll be on top of it. Oh, fuck. He said it. What was I doing? Pooping. I think I pooped my brain out. There's nothing left inside of me. Power! That's right, I was doing polls. That's how I build in real life, so that's acceptable. You had a chat with the developers the other week. What prompted that? Geez, nuts. Alright, now I could do power line to that. Power line to that. And then from this pole, we could aim for that thing over there. Do. They'll make the game good when I play better. That's a shame. Because that's never gonna happen. Oh, what? It's too long for you? Fucking whiner. As guys would say, whiner! I gotta rewatch Invader Zim. That show's so good. So that's 1, 2, 3. We gets one more. Which means we want to make sure we do another pull first. Maybe when I'm done with regular show, I'll rewatch Invader Zim. Actually, no. I know exactly what I want to rewatch. It's been on my mind for a little while now. I want to rewatch Pete and Pete. Pete and Pete was such a good fucking show. Alright, so this is hooked up, that's hooked up, and that's hooked up. That's 3 builder things. I actually worry the developers of Exanima are fucking off. It does feel that way a little bit. Lady, what's going on? Like, I really like Exanima on a conceptual level. But playing it isn't the most fun in the world for me because it never really feels like it's going anywhere. Yeah, they never really update it. It plays like a roguelike in a lot of ways. You know, the idea that permadeath is a thing that's going to happen to you. But it doesn't have the other aspects of it where it's like, okay, at least I get a new level to explore. You know, the level's always the same. So I get bored. Contemporary film Metropolis and now ancient sitcom Pete and Pete. Yikes. How old is this guy? Sorry, everybody. I recently found out I'm old enough that I have to retire now, so this is the last stream. I'm gonna go find a nice retirement home. At this point, Exanima was just a scam. See, I don't know if I would go that far. The levels are all the same, they just hide all the shit in different places. And that's annoying to me. Like, it's having, like, all these visual cues of the same nonsense, but then everything's in a different place. It's just, it's like built to frustrate me on a personal level. You bought Exanima back in 2015 because you were super excited for it? Yeah, it's a shame. Like, again, I think there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in Exanima, and then it just doesn't... It doesn't commit. You've gotten your money's worth out of it? Like, as long as you had your fun, you know? I think it's also perfectly reasonable to be a little angry and upset about it as well. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't go so far as to call it a scam. But it does feel like a passion project where the passion ran out before the project got finished. Alright, I have 3 miners all built together. We're gonna want... storage container. As an input and output. Small game is part of a proof of concept for a large-scale RPG. I've long forgotten. Aha.
Hello there.
Can't afford. Need more iron sheets. God damn it. Alright, you know what? Constructor? Will you make me iron sheets? Oh, I need reinforced iron plate. You suspect their studio's going broke? Oh, that'd be sad. With only incantations! Taco! Congratulations, first of all, and yeah, I bet that was a nightmare. Reinforced iron plate? Requires... screws! Screw you. Bunch of screws and a bunch of iron plate. That's possible. I try and give the benefit of the doubt whenever I can. Especially as someone who's kickstarted a number of things that never turned into the things they were supposed to. Yeah, Ronnie's questline's a really fun one. The Manor's a fun area. Elden Ring still, it's just so goddamn good. Live and drink, my friend. Okay. Constructor. Made by a couple of guys in Russia, so I have this feeling it's not gonna happen. Oh yeah, that might get delayed. Let's just shove you right here. I want you to make for me. Wait, what did I want you to make? Wait, why did I build this? Yeah, I also have some, like, I generally prefer not early access over early access, but I admit that early access allows for the development of more interesting games. Well, I definitely need smelters, but, like, I had intended to do something with this, and I forgot what. Let's just go ahead and take this back real fast. I'll worry about that afterwards. Alright, those things are all put together. Feeding ore into it? Yeah, we should definitely do these. I need more pull. More pull. Yeah, I think I still have 1 or 2 Kickstarted stuff that are literally still being Kickstarted. I think the most disappointing one for me wasn't even one of the ones that, like, ran off with my money, which has happened once, or the ones that failed to ever actually release a game, which has happened once or twice. It's the one where... hold on. Gotta get the name right. Unsung Story? Unsung Story. That's the one where it's like, we got the guy who made Final Fantasy Tactics over here, and we're gonna make a real spiritual successor to Final Fantasy Tactics. That has been such a ride. Yeah, Unsung Story was hell. And like when it finally came out, it came out into early access, like barely a shadow of the game it was supposed to be. It was a real disappointing ride. Yeah, Star Citizen's like the gold standard for cautionary Kickstarter tale. Radio the Universe, it's been 10 years, but it might still be real. Like, I've had more positive Kickstarter interactions than negative. Like, you know, Wasteland, it got made. It happened. The Torment spiritual successor, it got made. I didn't play it, even though I pre-ordered it. I kickstarted it. I should really sit down one day and, like, play that goddamn game. Alright, so you're gonna poop out iron, which will then go into this thing. And you're pooping out copper. Yeah, it took No Man's Sky like a calendar year, but it eventually made up for its lackluster performing opening. And now, like, they're doing it again. They're already hyping up No Man's Sky 2. It's wild that there are games just sitting that long. So there's hope for Exanima? It's possible. Like I said, like, I'm not going to write it off as a failure or a scam. I'm gonna wait. Conveyor belt. Fucking constantly need things. It's just like when those people call and they're like, you have to pay for these things. It's like, well, fuck you. Starfarer. Not sure I'm familiar with that one. Like, Caves of Cud's been an EA for a while, but it gets very consistent weekly updates. The developers are super vocal about everything that's happening about a game. Like, I really like how they handled the Caves of Cud early access experience. Same thing with Rift Wizard. Rift Wizard was a delight. I've had very positive early access interactions, and I've had some negatives. I think the thing that bothers me sometimes with early access is you sign on with a game and you're like, yeah, cool. This is great. I like what this is. And then over the course of development and early access, it's like, oh, this is getting further away from the game I like. And then by the end, you're like, all right, well, it's a different game now. I can't think of a great example off the top of my head. And it doesn't happen to me very often, but I've had people tell me the stories. Yeah, like, I like weekly or bi-weekly, monthly at the longest, but like some consistent update schedule where you get words from the people involved delivered to you in some form. Like, I think that is paramount to a good early access experience. And a clear roadmap is also very nice to have. That's how you were a prison architect? Tell us your story. Space Sandbox game? Alright, Traxim, I saw you recommended a game... Research and Destroy or something? What's that game about? At some point you're just like, I'm not having fun anymore. It happens. I think communication's like super important when you're trying to do an early access game. If there's no communication, people do immediately start thinking like, have I been scammed? Are they just stealing my money? I think that's a perfectly valid thing for people to think in those situations. Yeah, they're pretty good. Valkyria Chronicles S game about monster-killing scientists. I'll have to check it out. Like, it's on the Game Pass, like you said, which means barrier of entry as low as you can get. Okay, if you're a smelter, we're gonna have raw iron coming to you, and then you're gonna be an iron ingot, and you're gonna pop out of there, and you're gonna go inside of this thing. Or I guess you're gonna go inside of this thing, but from this side. Hey. Obviously, no. Yeah. Perfect. It's beautiful. So you mine. You smelt. I feel like it's weird that I have to set the recipe. Like, it's getting iron ore. What the fuck else is it gonna do? That's true, I could send multiple ores into it. But I'm not. Let's go set up the copper end. Get everything ready, that way when I finally do engage power, it could all break in very specific ways. Yeah, weekly updates. I like weekly updates. Caves of Cud, once a week on Friday, Feature Friday. You could expect to get some information. You know what? If I'm gonna need that many iron goddamn sheets, it's clear we should maybe start over on this end first. God damn it. Time to do some constructoring. Alright, constructor. There's that storage box. Close enough. Make me iron sheets. I don't care. I gotta make a few more on my own. There was like a year in there where not a lot of stuff came in. A lot of small updates still happened, but they were mostly bug fixes. But yeah, there was a boring period for quite a while. Yeah, like just knowledge that something's being done, you know? Yeah, some fallow stretches of Feature Friday where it was mostly just, you know, fixed bug, fixed text. There was a lot of weeks where it's basically just grammar. Because there's so much automated text that's generated throughout the game that there's a lot of, like, you know, improper grammar, improper use of, like, nouns. I can only imagine how difficult it is to have text generation and history generation that needs to flow into item descriptions and use and take into account, like, your name sometimes, other names, and pronouns. So I could see why that kind of stuff happened. Rocks no longer think you're charming when you inject yourself with a love injector. Yeah, that kind of stuff too. Just keep people engaged. I think there is sometimes a lack of appreciation for how important it is to have an outreach coordinator. Like, you can call them all kinds of things, but an outreach coordinator is essentially like your social media liaison. It's the person that is in charge of reaching out, outreach, to the community. I think that kind of job is super important, and it sometimes doesn't get filled properly. A community manager, yeah. In the outside world of not video games, they're often called outreach coordinators. The coffin of Redacted will no longer become full of your illusionary clone. See, I like that one, True Axiom, because I'm that one. I'm the person that submitted that bug, so that fix was me. That makes me happy. When I saw that one listed, I was like, yeah, I'm that bug. I found that one. That was a really fun stream, too. What was I doing? Right! I need more conveyor belt. I'm gonna have some redundancy, but that shouldn't surprise you. I was there? Thank you very much. Boop. Could rotate something, but why? We're playing Satisfactory in the sense that sometimes in golf you have to play it where it lies. We're playing it where it lies. A lot of turns here that don't need to exist. I would like to give you things. Here you go. Can I give it more things? Nope. Can I queue up more stuff? Ah, whatever, it's fine. Stuff's working now. Am I not allowed to dismantle this bad boy? Oh, we just pick it up. Best to convert that stuff to biomass. Is it not by its very nature already biomass? Oh, you need power too? Ah, come on. Oop. Oh, that's probably the closer pole I should have used. You're not gonna need power, are you? Storage facility? Probably not. You're gonna need power. Where's a pole? Pole? Done. Yeah, Traxium, unfortunately they've announced the release date and the title for the film franchise I wish most to see buried in the ground. God, I hate Avatar. Oh, I'm so excited. God, can't wait. Look, my babies! Where are we going? Garbage movie. Alright, how do I convert biomass into biofuel? Equipment workshop, craft bench, smelter. I don't smelt it, right? The way of water. Yeah, it's wet. It's gonna be wet. Workbench, or. What movie you watching, Morgana? Concrete, cable, screws. I don't see anything here. Ace Ventura. That's in one of those movies where, like, child me has fond memories, and then, like, adult me is like, that movie didn't age very well. But, like, so many movies haven't aged very well. It's just the way it is. Concrete. Wire. Iron plate. Jim Carrey didn't. I think Jim Carrey aged fine. But the writing of that movie, like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but, like, the core through line for the mystery of that movie, the plot, is transphobic. So that just didn't age quite well. Yeah, don't worry, we've done stuff like Real Science and, like, other 80s, 90s sex comedies. Those don't age well. Jim Carrey's morals and personality didn't age well. Oh, really? I don't follow, like, celebby stuff very often, so if he said anything recently, I am not hip to it. But I would like to be made hip if anyone wants to tell me. I remember he did a lot of, like, artwork. He was doing a lot of paintings that were, like, hypercritical of Trump. I was like, ah, that seems fine. The rhino scene, is that from 2, right? I know he was dating what's-her-face and she was anti-vax. That's unfortunate if he's also anti-vax. How can you hate Avatar? There's only like 4 things to remember about that movie. I don't like how, like, creatively bankrupt that movie is in a lot of ways. Like, the creature designs were boring. They were basically just Earth animal as your base, make it blue and purple instead of whatever Earth colors there are, and then give it 6 legs instead of 4. Like, that's the design document for how to make all of the species in that stupid movie. And then the plot is another, like, just white savior garbage plot, and I never like those. Yeah, I still enjoy the rhino scene. I think it might be in the second movie. Yes, I do like that it's like, how do you interface with each other? Well, we plug this hair into things. How do you have sex? We plug our hair into stuff. Alright, rhino scene's the second movie. The second movie, better than the first movie, just by default of not having a transphobic, like, plot point. Why do you think it did so well if it was so bad? I mean, most of the advertising push, if you recall, wasn't about the movie being interesting or good. It was the push for, this is the 3D experience that you can't afford to miss. And it was all about the new technology at the time. Like, it was really an experience more than a movie. Which is why when he's like, I'm gonna make 5 of them! I was like, why? Why? Like, there's no creative, fun backbone to the Avatar experience. It was largely a tech demo for 3D movies. Like, there's no fun plot. It has super generic garbage for everything. Like, ugh. Jim Carrey denies right-wing rumor he's playing Joe Biden. Is that a real conspiracy theory? That's amazing. Alright, I got distracted for a second, but let me refocus. I'm making my iron plates here. I don't have a way to split conveyor belts yet, do I? That's a disappointment. Boo! Like, I want this iron ingot to split and make me more than just iron plates. Can I have this make more than one recipe? Creedmoor! Thank you so much for that resubscription. What's going on, buddy? You remember Michelle Rodriguez being an Avatar. Sigourney Weaver was in it too. Like, it's a James Cameron movie, so he works with a lot of his favorites when he works with movies. I'm making 20 iron plates per minute. Uh-oh. I think we ran out of biomass. Yeah, I want to split the conveyor, but I can't because I don't have that technology yet. Shop on impure iron nodes. Oh, la-di-da. So what? I got some dirty iron. As I get older and my baseline anxiety increases, my patience for games shrinks. As someone that's, like, had an anxiety disorder their whole life, I'm okay. I've always been impatient about certain things and not impatient about other things. Yeah, what? The iron has unchaste desires? Alright, I'm making iron sheets. I gotta go back and start getting copper to move around. You get impatient for plot because it's hard to stand the suspense. That's... You know me, I'm all about the story and things. I used to play grindy Final Fantasy games, now it feels like I can only enjoy action games. I mean, people's tastes change. That just happens. You get impatient with games that think they're clever. That just amuses me to think about. Just like, ooh, a twist. What, you think you're fucking smart? Oh, good, over a cliff. Oh, God! Ah, damn it, gotta walk back up there. Oh, I know you're not being facetious, but it doesn't mean it doesn't make me laugh. Like, I think it's funny. Knees are for the young. I get impatient. The big one for me is I get, like, motion sick if a game is... Like, first-person games that have, particular FOVs or head bobs and stuff. Those can really get to me. But, like, that never used to happen when I was younger, so that's definitely, like, a sign you've gotten older situation. Here's this piece of shit that's broken. We don't intend to fix it because it's funny. I miss my functional knees. Yeah, sometimes you feel like you're sitting too close. I like watching you narrate a game with text, but when I play it, I just blow through it as fast as possible. No, don't you dare fall again. Took me ages to get back up here. Come with me, conveyor belt, and I will show you a world. Currently building. The fuck's taking too long? Oh, oh, oh! God damn it, iron plates! Trying to think of games that actively make me impatient. I've definitely played them on stream. Like, I have memories of being like, I can't have patience for this. What's the last game you played that had a narrative that really gripped you? Let's see. I mean, Judgment really got me going. I still need to figure out, like, we gotta keep playing. I knew you weren't going to accept Elden Ring, so I didn't even bother saying Elden Ring, but Elden Ring obviously gripped me. Just ripping flowers out of the ground. Urgh! Well, I disassembled my Vibroblade in the hopes I could learn. Ah, you're gonna roll the dice on that, huh? You say The Last of Us 2, I'll leave. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I like The Last of Us 2. I thought the story was fine. Like, it's not my favorite story in a video game of all time, but, like, I liked it. I have no problems with it. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Like, I never have problems with people disliking stuff. But sometimes it's funny to me. You were on Team Abby, so I'm weird. Ah, I thought Team Abby's a fine team to be on. Legend Dragoon for the first time this year. That was pretty gripping. Nice. Wah. Do 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 da 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 da. Why you red? Hypnospace Outlaw was a great experience. That's on my list. Wizardry 7 is a great story. It felt like misery for misery's sake. See, that I do think is a valid thing to bring up. Like, the trick is, if you're trying to tell a story where it is supposed to be sad and miserable, then it's not really just for misery's sake. Like, I would argue that The Last of Us 1 and 2 are both stories that are supposed to be depressing. And that's not for everybody. Not everyone likes a depressing story. Where am I going with this thing? Ah, we'll figure it out when we get there. It's in this general direction, that much we know is true. Do, 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 do. And there's iron. This is like a decent enough place to bring something over. I'm smelting this stuff, right? This isn't just the raw iron coming over here? Did I ever plug in the smelter? Ah, shit. I definitely never plugged in the smelter. Like, if I had to bring up a complaint about The Last of Us 2 to address Creedmoor's house guest that won't leave thing, my only complaint with the length of Last of Us 2 is the fact that the game gives you an upgrade system, you know? There's stuff that you're spending resources on to make better. And the way they split the story down the middle means I spend a lot of time building a thing up, and then suddenly it's like, okay, and now that's gone forever. And you get to do it again with a different character. And it's like, well, I was already doing something. But that's just my, like, minor quibble about it. It was unpleasantly paced in that department. That's purely gameplay. Fire's too long, you say? You know, the game that captivated me the most with its story and changed my life the most was Vampire Survivors. See, I disagree on that one, Queen. Like, I think the first game, right? The plot has a lot of misery, but it has it's tricky. Like, I want to say the idea between the first game is presenting the player with a situation that says, hey, look, it's a shitty world, but at least these people are doing something, and they're doing what they think is good and right. Alright, you ready to go? Copper ore goes in, copper ingot comes out. No power. This wire is plugged into that. However, I think that's a bit of a red herring that people forget. The end of the first game is less about hope and more about selfishness. The main character does makes a decision that's based entirely on feeling, on emotion. And it's based entirely on what he wants and not on the good of anyone else outside of himself. And that has ramifications. The sequel is all about those ramifications, and I like that about the second game. The second game is entirely about the decisions of Joel coming home to roost and how it affects everyone else, not just Joel. Yeah, I say the second game still had meaning. But again, personal taste. I'm not right. One day it'll work, right? Beyond Joel did bad, now Ellie go rage. So you have the Ellie goes rage thing, but also you have to take into account the Abby story. You basically have two people whose sole motivation is revenge. And the critique at that point is, it's not good for anybody. Like, it's lose-lose for everybody. But again, you know, personal preference. I gotta feed this into one of these poles somewhere. There we go, that's probably fine. Game had unrealistic Seattle, 0 to 5. Just shove things everywhere. Okay, so now in theory I'm gonna get copper ingots here. You just got cut? Ah, blue, yeah! Welcome to Caves of Cut. Like, The Last of Us 2 is about the concept of learning to let go of a need for revenge, forgiveness, learning to live and let live and all that nonsense. It's a little bit overly long for that story. Here they come. Trying to think of a game that you hate, like really, really hate. Yeah, like, I'm kind of a gopper at this point. Like, Abby, I thought was a more interesting protagonist. My only real complaint would be, it feels a little cheap sometimes where you go with you get to play both sides of the story, in that they make you They make you do things as one character that, because the game makes you do it, you have no choice in the matter, and then they're like, now you're the other character, you see how bad you were? It's like, yeah, but you made me do that game. Like, I wouldn't have done that if you didn't make me do it. It's like, you killed their dog. Like, yeah, because you made me kill the dog. You don't really like the detailed violence and gore? I mean, everyone knows horror movie person here specifically went to college to make realistic gore, so I'm never have a problem with that kind of stuff. That really pissed you off? Like, I get what they're trying to do. Like, that's a way to tell a story. But when you're aware of it, it does take away from it a little bit. Huh, it's pointing that way, huh? Well, since there's no way to rotate stuff, I have no choice. We're just gonna have to make it work. Yeah, I don't think the game was ever judging the player, but because the player's in charge of those actions, it shows it's a little bit like, come on. But as always, if you don't like a thing, that's fine. It's okay to not like stuff. It's also okay to like stuff. Alright. What am I doing now? Would you appreciate if the game let you do moral choices? Oh, you're asking other people at this point. I like the game the way it is. Like, sometimes I like a game that's less about me making choices and seeing how that resolves and more just, okay, here's a story, I get to be a participant in seeing the story unfolds, and let's see what you wrote. Which is, again, I had fun. No, yeah. Wait, hold on. You're storing these, right? Then why are they coming out the other end? I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, it'd be a very different game if it let you make moral choices. Okay, I've got stuff moving around. You know what? What we gotta do is we gotta upgrade this thing so I can get, like, more bits. This is our goal right here. Iron. Iron. Wire. Wire's copper. We could do something with copper. Let's go! Also, don't know that you, the player, should be allowed to make Ellie forgive someone when she clearly wasn't capable of in the slightest. Like, I think the most interesting part of that game is the part that people complain about the most. Which is like, there's that time skip where Ellie leaves, revisits her partner, and then decides to, like, go back out and find Abby again. Like, that time jump I thought was kind of important, because that's when she was in a place where maybe she would be able to do it. Why did I find a grenade launcher in Joppa? Because you're lucky? If only you could rotate stuff in this game. Imagine what we could accomplish. But I didn't make the rules. Definitely no way to rotate. Yeah, play it where it lies. I want you to make me wire. You're already ready for wire. Good work. Shit, you need power. Gotta find a pole that's got a free slot on it. Nice. Organization. Oh, nope, it's over here. There's a button to copy. Psh, never gonna do that. Oh, it wasn't a moment of forgiveness, Creedmoor. It was literally a moment where, like, she had no choice in the matter. Abby had the upper hand, Abby decided to walk away, so, like, Abby had already grown and Ellie didn't. It took Ellie a while longer. She had to go back with Joel. Not Joel, Tommy. You've learned to make Spiral Boris. You've learned to make one of my favorite items in the game. Yeah, Dina was pressuring Ellie to drop it. Like, there was a lot going on. A lot of factors that it's like, what would a person do in these situations? And, like, at no point did I have any, like, that's unrealistic. Which is why I don't really have any complaints about that game. If you want more detailed thoughts from me on that game, you might have to go back and watch the videos, because it's been a while. But I definitely talked about it at length at the end of the game. Are we mad about Abby's arms? What? No, Abby being like a beefcake that could pound someone into mush is great. Alright, making copper tubing. No, wait. Up there, alright. That's the copper thing. Concrete. Can concrete get made in one of these things? Yeah, exactly. It was great. I get Creedmoor. It's okay to dislike it. Where's my limestone garbage? Bow, bow, bow. So this is digging up limestone, which we want to turn into concrete. Come with me, you will see a fairy belt of pure imagination. Whoop! There it is. Here comes some limestone. So I imagine you would make me some concrete, right? Nice. And I kind of went Gomper on that one. Ooh, a crystal greatsword. Boop 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 boop. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I don't know. I had a fucking... I can't even afford this. Damn it! What's your problem? Something ran out of biomass. Well, this still has flower petals, huh? Flower petals burn a lot better than fucking leaves. That's weird. Oh, is that how it works? I had no idea. I should have known flower cum was the most powerful of fuel sources. I mean, it's also obvious when you really think about it. Hey you, what are you making? You're making sheets here, huh? Make these instead. That's what I want to see. Make Wawa. I'll imagine, just be like, hey, could you make me a Popeyes chicken restaurant right here, please? And after we're done with that, I want a Wawa. I'll take a Waffle House over there. And then I walk in, there's no one working there. It's just like, God, no one wants to work anymore.